Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. A day after entering his 25th year of public service, and non-stop at that, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has proved that he is living up to his resolve of striving to improve the lives of Indians. There are no signs of slowing down. The bar is only being risen further. At the inauguration of India Mobile Congress this morning, Prime Minister renewed his pitch for Make in India across sectors with a clear message to global investors. He said reforms are not just continuing, they're accelerating. The assertion was unmistakable. There's never been a better time to invest in India.
आज भारत में 1 GB वायरलेस डेटा की कीमत 1 कप चाय के दाम से भी कम है। चाय का उदाहरण देना मेरी आदत है। डिजिटल पब्लिक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में हमारी सक्सेस इस बात का प्रमाण है कि सरकार डिजिटल फर्स्ट माइंडसेट से किस तरह से जुड़ी हुई है। इसलिए मैं पूरे विश्वास से कहता हूं, दिस इज द बेस्ट टाइम टू इन्वेस्ट, इनोवेट एंड मेक इन इंडिया। मैंने जब मेक इन इंडिया की बात कही थी तो कुछ लोग कैसे इसका मजाक उड़ाते थे। शक संदेह में जीने वाले लोग कहते थे कि भारत टेक्नोलॉजिकली एडवांस चीजें कैसे बनाएगा। जो देश कभी 2G को लेकर स्ट्रगल करता था, आज उसी देश के लगभग हर जिले में 5G पहुंच चुका है।
And the message seems to be hitting home, loud and clear. Just look at the size of the UK delegation that's touched down in India barely days after the two nations inked their biggest free trade agreement since Brexit. The visit isn't routine. It's strategic. The Prime Minister of the world's 6th largest economy made sure to set the tone even before landing, addressing over 100 of Britain's top business leaders from Rolls-Royce and British Telecom to the London Stock Exchange and British Airways, all keen to be part of the India growth story.
It's really fantastic to have you all on board. This is the biggest trade mission to India that the UK has ever sent. So I'm much looking forward to working with you as we explore all of the opportunities and take full advantage of the opportunities in our new free trade agreements. This is the biggest trade mission that the United Kingdom has ever sent to India. Obviously, this is a two-parter, if you like. We had Prime Minister Modi over to the United Kingdom earlier this year to sign the FTA, the free trade agreement that we agreed, and today is the return leg of that, if you like. That FTA is really important for us. It's the biggest deal that we've struck since we left the EU.
Keir Starmer is on a 2-day visit to Maharashtra, where he will be meeting Prime Minister Narendra Modi tomorrow. Before he gets down to cracking deals with the UK PM, Prime Minister Modi today inaugurated the Navi Mumbai International Airport, Asia's largest connectivity hub, describing it as a glimpse of Viksit Bharat. In a dig at previous dispensations, the Prime Minister said that there had been a political ideology in the country for whom interests of power superseded interests of people. His guns firmly trained at the Congress. Prime Minister also referred to former Home Minister P. Chidambaram's recent remarks and said that the then Congress-led government had succumbed to international pressure and decided not to take military action after 26/11 terror attacks in Mumbai. Prime Minister said that now that era of weakness and of kneeling in front of terrorism was long over.
कांग्रेस के एक बड़े नेता जो देश के गृह मंत्री तक रह चुके हैं, उन्होंने एक इंटरव्यू में बहुत बड़ा खुलासा किया है। उन्होंने दावा किया है कि मुंबई हमले के बाद हमारी सेनाएं पाकिस्तान पर हमला करने को तैयार थी, लेकिन उस कांग्रेस नेता की माने तो किसी दूसरे देश के दबाव के कारण तब कांग्रेस सरकार ने भारत की सेनाओं को पाकिस्तान पर हमला करने से रोक दिया था। कांग्रेस को यह बताना होगा कि वो कौन था जिसने विदेशी दबाव में फैसला लिया।
Whether it is trade or terror, New India is undeterred. It is adapting and progressing amidst US tariff pressures. Swadeshi is said to be India's winning formula. In keeping with Prime Minister's push, Union Home Minister Amit Shah today became the latest leader to switch to Zoho, a homegrown software suite, and he revealed his new email ID in a style reminiscent of US President Donald Trump, signing off the post by saying, "Thank you for your kind attention to this matter." Clearly going off regular Gmail and other email accounts to a Zoho mail account. These assertions of a stronger Bharat managed to get the attention of the opposition, but for all the wrong reasons. They were more keen on dismissing the significance of these developments.
उस समय जब वो ट्रंप साहब ने डेड इकोनॉमिक बताया था भारत को, तो उस समय तो कोई बवाल हुआ नहीं। अब आदरणीय हमारे जननायक राहुल गांधी जी ने जो वास्तविकता है, जो सही बात है, वो लोगों के सामने में रख रहे हैं, तो पहाड़ टूट गया।
कोई कांग्रेस नहीं कह रही, राहुल गांधी नहीं कह रहे हैं। जिसके लिए नारे लगा के आए थे अगली सरकार ट्रंप सरकार, उसने भी तो इनकी इकोनॉमी की डेड इकोनॉमी बताया था।
इंडिया ब्लॉक लगातार ये कह रहा है कि टैरिफ की वजह से, जीएसटी की वजह से, नोटबंदी की वजह से भारतीय इकोनॉमी डेड हो रही है। यूके के प्राइम मिनिस्टर से आने से सिर्फ बूस्टअप हो जाएगा, ये संभव नहीं है।
But by now, we are all used to these dismissals. World Bank may be bullish, but India's growth, calling it still the fastest growing major economy, but it doesn't really matter. One after the other, rating agencies may say that India is on the growth trajectory. It doesn't matter. Post-GST reforms may be fueling record-breaking sales. It doesn't matter. What matters for the opposition is Rahul Gandhi's self-designed propaganda.
He's right. I mean, everybody knows this, except the Prime Minister and the Finance Minister. Everybody knows that the Indian economy is a dead economy. I'm glad that President Trump has stated a fact.
So that, ladies and gentlemen, brings me to the legitimate question on the News Hour tonight. When will Rahul Gandhi and his team pay kind attention to this data? That's the question, and that's the debate on the other side.
You're watching the News Hour at 9, debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Joining the debate tonight, Gaurav Bhatia, national spokesperson of the BJP, Dr. Anand Ranganathan, author, Suhail Seth, columnist. Also joining the debate, Faizan Kidwai, national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, Somnath Bharti, former Minister of Law, Tourism and Culture, Government of Delhi, and senior leader of the Aam Aadmi Party. But my first question goes to Congress supporter Tehseen Poonawalla. And Tehseen Poonawalla, knock knock. It's not a dead economy. It's an economy that is ringing very, very fast. There are projects that are being inaugurated in record time. There are projects that Prime Minister Modi has delivered to this nation, right from the foundation stone and right up to the inauguration of airports, railway stations, railway trains, railway tracks. Everything is happening out here. Would you care to apologize to the nation for agreeing wrongly to Trump on an issue that you should have had more information about? Rather, I don't mean you, I mean your leader, Mr. Rahul Gandhi.
Thank you, Nagarika ji. Good evening. Thank you so much for having me on the show. Good evening to all my fellow panelists and to all your viewers. Nagarika ji, all of us on this panel want India to win and to do ahead. So any criticism that we make about the policies of the government is not personal against Narendra Modi ji, is driven at the failure of the government to capitalize on certain opportunities. Number one, you said the Honorable Home Minister's moved to an Indian email service. We're all very happy about it. But just to put it out to your viewers and to be very careful, the end-to-end chat of that email service by the own founders does not have end-to-end subscription. So, for example, if you share personal data, the only privacy that you have is, trust me, bro, there is nothing going to be leaked. There is no end-to-end subscription. This has happened even previously with another app that we saw that was supposed to rival Twitter and then X. I'm not going to get into their details. I wish them the best. Nagarika ji, let me tell you the Times of India. Yesterday in Madhya Pradesh, 13,000 people, including PhDs, applied for a constable job. The unemployment crisis in India is so large that the CMIE, the Center for Monitoring of Indian Economy, pegs this at a high of 9.8%, a 30-year-old high. This is what the government has given us, unemployment. Number two, the wealth in distribution in India. 4% of India control 3% of India control 40% of the wealth in India. And despite the government's misleading Gini coefficient, absolutely on parameters based on consumption, not international parameters, your viewers of Times Now will know that savings is at an all-time low. Gold prices have hit an all-time high, which shows the economy structurally not safe. Manufacturing is not at pre-COVID levels. In fact, the most touted mobile model, what you all will come into and Gaurav ji may speak about, India is the second largest manufacturer of mobiles. In fact, even the production facilities of this mobile is not at optimum use, is only 50%. Yes, just yesterday the data of our exports of mobiles to America came out. 25.8% drop in the August mobile. And in fact, with no policies on electronics furthering, not only is our trade deficiency with China at its highest, the fact is Vietnam has, as of last month, overtaken us, India, as the largest electronic manufacturer outside of China. That is the opportunity we missed. We say this with love. We want India to do well. We welcome the British delegation in India. But all throughout your shows, and go back to past shows, I've been criticizing GST. One last line. I've been criticizing GST. I've been mocked on this show saying, oh, you don't have trust in Modi. Today when Modi changed GST, you all didn't give credit to the opposition. You all gave that credit also to Modi. And that, I think, is an unfortunate reality.
Well, I am here to give all credit to you. This land was a land flowing with milk and honey between 2004 and 2014. We had everything great happening in this country in those 10 years. I completely grant it to you. The economy only died here now. 25 years and counting is the Prime Minister's record. The Prime Minister has made the push for going Swadeshi and make in India. But you will poo-poo it. You will not try out. You will just completely wipe out any attempt that is made by any Indian manufacturer, app maker, startup, because
should I not ask for privacy in the app?
Should I not
ask for privacy because nationalism? Should I not ask why Indian scooters or e-scooters, Indians are being beaten up by a person who professed to be a follower of the Prime Minister beating up?
You have given your conclusion. This is a dead economy. After that, you have no right to speak, Mr. Desi Poonawala. I still heard you for so long, so take a deep breath and wait to listen to the others. The others are smiling, and Gaurav Bhatia, with your permission, Anand Ranganathan wants to take on Tehseen Poonawala. So, Anand, I'll allow you first.
Very kind of you, Nagarika. Good evening to you and my fellow panelists. Look, I think your good friend, Minister Hardeep Puri, fellow Punjabi like you, is known for his iconic turn of phrases and jibes. But honestly, nothing matches his following recent observation that he gave to me. That it is not that Rahul Gandhi does not have a brain. It is that his brain is situated in the wrong part of his anatomy. 3 points. Number one, last year saw independent India's highest ever GST collection, $270 billion, highest ever vehicle sales, 25 million, highest ever income tax payers, 104 million. Highest ever manufacturing PMI 59.2. Highest ever exports 825 billion. Highest ever jobs created 46 million. Highest ever forex reserve 704 billion. Highest ever census 85,900. Are these telltale signs of, as Rahul Gandhi says, dead economy? Number two, it gets even better. The economic growth is inclusive. Since 2014, our GDP per capita PPP inflation adjusted has doubled to $11,000 US. In 2014, inflation was 10%. Today it is down of 2%. In 2014, multidimensional poverty as a percentage of population was 29%. Today it is 11%. We have, Navika, literally pulled 250 million Indians out of abject poverty in the last 11 years. According to the World Bank, India is today the fourth most equal country in the world. India's Gini coefficient, a metric for inequality, is at its lowest ever, 0.25. Furthermore, share per adult of pre-tax national income of bottom 50% using data from Piketty has taken an upturn after it had reduced drastically during the UPA 3. But here is the thing. Can India become a dead economy? The answer sadly is yes. Because it is Rahul Gandhi who opposes each and every crucial reform that we desperately need to keep our economy from dying, and that Prime Minister Modi has promulgated, starting from the land reforms. Who oppose land reforms? Starting from the farm laws. Who oppose farm laws? Starting from privatization. Who opposes privatization? Each and every reform that this country needs from preventing its economy from dying is being prevented by Rahul Gandhi. So Hardeep Puri ji is absolutely right.
I want to get in Faizan Kidwai. Faizan Kidwai, you know, criticism is all very fine, but a realistic criticism, can we actually expect that from the opposition? When the economy is called dead, you know, unemployment figures, look at the state of the Congress-ruled states. Have you seen what is happening in Karnataka? Do you see a state that is really going to decay? And I'm definitely not saying it was greater in the BJP rule. The governance in that state has been lacking for a while, but it's gone downhill faster in the Congress regime than in the past regime. That much I can say with confidence. But having said that, I want you to pay some attention to the data that Anand Ranganathan just put out. Or is it just Modi hai, तो बस विरोध ही करना है, because that is the only constitution that you understand.
Good evening, Navika. Good evening to you and to the fellow panelists. So, Navika, Modi है तो जुमला है तो झूठे figures हैं. तो उसके साथ मैं शुरू करता हूँ. You said Narendra Modi has built a lot of infrastructure. I'll just give you a data, especially to Anand Bhai. Anand Bhai, between 2019 and 24, around 42 bridges collapsed, which were made under Narendra Modi or NDA. This speaks of vast corruption under Narendra Modi. There are airports. You all know how Kanopi's collapsed and people even got killed at Indira Gandhi Airport twice. There was an airport in... No, not in between, sir. Then there was an airport in Madhya Pradesh, airport in Gujarat. All these things, this reeks of hypocrisy when BJP people and a certain section of media, it goes about praising Narendra Modi without even questioning him. See, the Prime Minister of UK coming to India, this is being publicized by BJP and its cheerleaders as another diplomatic masterstroke by Narendra Modi. Just like they said when Jinping came and there was Jhula diplomacy, then my good friend Donald Trump and all those things. See, I'll tell you, Navika, these are data and these are figures. These things are very concerning for all Indians. As we know, Trump has increased the tariff by 50%. That means exports will be hit by approximately $50 billion, and they form 20% of our GDP. Key industry sectors like textiles, gems, and others have been hit. Now, sir, please relax, sir. Apart from H-1B visa restrictions, which have increasing the fees, which will impact a lot of job opportunities, student visa rules have been tightened. Around 44.5% drop is there in issuing visas to Indians. Times report says there's an individual called Kaushik Raj. He's a journalist.
Oh my
had
God. Oh my
Columbian
God.
University
So now we are
scholarship.
down
May
to
I?
individual examples. No, Faizan Kidwai. Faizan Kidwai, now you're down to individual examples and that shows how desperate you are. But Gaurav Bhatia, why is Faizan Kidwai just so rattled that he's going down to individual examples that are coming up here, not the broad data that Anand Ranganathan spoke about?
Broad data. Please, Navika. Yes, and the broad data, 42 bridges is not a broad data for you, Navika.
Let me
start
with a couplet.
May I? Gaurav, just give me a moment. Let me just come.
Navika, can I make my point?
Yes. When you talk of broad data of 42 bridges, you should also look at the broad data of 74 airports to 160 plus airports and counting. But Gaurav Bhatia, why don't they see the development that's happening under their own nose, Gaurav Bhatia?
Navika, let me start with a couplet which will very well summarize the approach of the opposition today. ना मैं गिरा ना मेरी उम्मीदों के मीनार गिरे, मुझे गिराने में कई लोग 100 बार गिरे. When Donald Trump says the economy of India is dead and Rahul Gandhi endorses that, I think he does great disservice to the nation. And I must surely say this, the Indian economy is robust, fourth largest in the world. But the Congress leaders, the Samajwadi leaders are definitely brain dead because they can't see what I'm about to tell you. Anand, my good friend, narrated a slew of achievements of the government. The good part is there are so many. I'm very thankful to him, but I would also like to add a few which are very, very relevant. The fourth largest economy in the world, highest growth rate amongst the major economies, low inflation, and in June 2025 it's down to 2.1%. $698 billion of foreign exchange reserve, and per capita income is up to 1.8 lakh. From 2014 it was 72,805. And second largest road network, third largest metro rail network, and fourth largest rail network. That is India of Shri Narendra Modi ji. And I must tell you about the reforms. The Congress dreamt of introducing GST reforms, which Prime Minister ensured that GST is implemented by a constitutional amendment. The impossible turned into reality. The name is Shri Narendra Modi ji. And the second phase is GST 2. How now we have minimalized the tiers or the slabs and we have passed on the benefit to the common citizens. The insolvency code. Navika, do you know how much we have recovered through the insolvency code brought by Narendra Modi ji, a major reform? 4 lakh crore. And you remember the time of the UPA government when the erstwhile Prime Minister Manmohan Singh ji was writing to banks to give more loan to Vijay Mallya. Third, Digital India, direct benefit transfer. 50 lakh crore has been transferred to the beneficiaries directly without a paisa being leaked or there being any corruption. Now come to mobile. Second largest mobile manufacturer, the world's largest mobile manufacturing factory of Samsung is in Noida. And there were 2 factories under the UPA regime. Now there are over 200 which manufacture mobile. The Apple is producing mobiles in India and we are exporting that. And I must tell you, 90% mobiles were being imported during the UPA era. And now 99% are being made in India. Why do I give you these numbers? For a very important point. Please be quiet. Please be quiet. Don't get rattled. We know the only airstrip you made was in Sefai for landing of the Yadav Parivar's planes. And we have added 75 airports with multiple airstrips. So don't be
Navika, give me
jealous
time.
of the good work that is being done. Navika, my last point is very important.
Give me time. I'll expose all the wrong points being made by Bharatiya Janata Party spokespersons.
Spokespersons come, they try to heckle and interrupt. because they do not have any substance in their, points.
Make your point, Gaurav Bhatia. Faizan, I will give you time to counter. Gaurav Bhatia.
Yes.
Time to counter Faizan bhai. He's made a lot of lies.
Thank you. The last point that I wish to make, you know what is very shameful? You may criticize, you may make suggestions as leader of opposition, but it doesn't behove a leader of opposition that he goes on foreign soil, and these are the statements he makes. He said, India doesn't want to be a leader. When we all know India today is leading from the front, Narendra Modi ji is the most trusted leader in the world. Second, he goes to foreign soil and he says, let's fight against the Indian state. Why would you fight against the Indian state if you think there is a problem?
Absolutely, and if I can come in here and put out a question to Somnath Bharti ji. And Somnath Bharti ji, I would invite your kind attention to this matter. Thank you. World Bank has increased.
Official spokespeople will speak. When will normal citizens get a chance?
Just in a bit, Suhail said.
It's already 30 minutes, man. I'm just here.
Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath.
I have taken a lot of deep breaths.
All right. 1 minute.
Anand is who's the leader of the Aam Aadmi Party.
Whose spokesperson is Anand?
Are you trying to intimidate me? Suhail said, are you trying to intimidate me? Because I don't get intimidated very easily.
Bharti is the true leader of the Aam Aadmi Party. I'm not intimidating. I'm intimating you.
Thank you for your intimation. I will come to you in due course, and many thanks for your kind attention to this matter. But World Bank has increased India's growth forecast from 6.3 to 6.1%. Look at IMF calling it 6.4, Fitch calling it 6.9%, S&P Global 6.5%, the United Nations 6.3%, and these are facts. These are facts for the fastest growing economy in the world, which Rahul Gandhi, by the way, called a dead economy. Well, GST, every 6 minutes a Mercedes was being sold, 34% surge in auto sales. Employment data, 17 crore increase in employment between 2018 and 2024. So Somnath Bharti, you paid attention. Please tell me, what in this does not meet your expectations from a performing economy?
Navika ji, thanks for giving me the opportunity. See, first of all, I condemn United States President Trump interfering into the country's internal matters. He has no business to term our economy as dead economy. But who started this? Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji is the one who went on the soil of United States of America and said, "Abki baar Trump sarkar," etc. So what happened is born homey between the two. Where has it gone? Now Trump seems to be the biggest enemy of India. But there is something which is more than what meets the eye. That is one thing. But second thing, I heard Anand Ranganathan ji giving excellent figures, etc., etc. And possibly he would embarrass the spokesperson of BJP. He was better off displaying government's achievements. But what I see on the ground is something very different. 80 crore people are dependent on ration. Can you imagine? In what way we are developed? The worst unemployment is there today. GST was rolled back after 8 years, and it was termed as a great achievement. Tariff bar, export. I have lot many friends. I take a walk every Thursday on 3-4, and all my friends who are in export, they're now almost dead on the floor. They say we are all doomed. So, make in India, made for India, all in the air. Top 1% have 40% of the wealth. Top 10% have got 70% of the wealth. And bottom 50% have only 3% of the wealth. And look at the GDP. GDP is as good as 2014. Has it grown? Number one, we have become in debt now.
Do you know, Somnath Bharti, that most things have to be seen relatively? You don't compare with 2014, but with the current situation in the world, and Somnath Bharti, जो लोग आपको कह रहे हैं कि सब खत्म हो गया, आप संगत अपनी ठीक कर लीजिए, अच्छे लोग मिलना शुरू कर दीजिए, अच्छे लोगों से मिलेंगे तो अच्छी बातें भी सुनेंगे. आप लोग जो मिल रहे हैं ना वो सही नहीं होंगे आपके लिए. बट सुहेल सेठ,
see, there are
यार सोमनाथ कितना कोसोगे भाई?
Please permit me one more minute. Maybe 30 seconds.
Suhail Seth is not yielding.
You see, Somnath, Arvind Kejriwal also believes in a good economy. He built a Sheesh Mahal. If it was a bad economy, he would have built himself Jhuggi Jhopdi. So here's my thing. I'm not as bright as Anand or
have you ever visited Six-Man
to rattle off
Let's
a slew of figures, nor am I a pessimist, nor am I a pessimist like Desi. My whole thing is very simple. Rahul Gandhi, when he won the Nobel Prize for Economics in 2020, he predicted that the GDP of India would climb slowly. He predicted a crawl and not a rise. So given his economic prowess and his knowledge on economics, we must accept that there is a certain pessimistic ring to it. But on a more serious note, Navika, I'm a bit embarrassed. We have more people within our country denigrating our country than we need to have people from outside. Somnath's point is, he went, did Trump ki sarkar, agli baar Trump sarkar and all. Again, facetious, illogical argument, not expected from a lawyer. And I'll tell you why. That was a political campaign. Trump, in his second term, has only worked for 3 people. Trump himself, his 2 sons, and Trump Incorporated. Nothing else to him matters. He's a megalomaniac, he's insane, and downright stupid. So, to actually advance his logic as being purposeful and mandatory for countries like ours is in itself ridiculous. Because you don't take an idiot's word as the gospel truth. Let's come to our economy for a minute. Anand Ranganathan and Gaurav Bhatia have given you all the figures which I will not regurgitate. The truth of the matter, Somnath, is, and Mr. Kidwai, who raised a very valid point, is everything absolutely perfect? It isn't. But there is no such thing as a perfect storm. And Faizan is right. There are many areas, just because I said you're right, you don't have to put up your hand. Bring your hand out, it will come automatically. So the point I'm making is that Faizan's point about, not everything is fine, bridges will collapse. Yes, they will, and they are, which is sad. But do you want to be gleeful? Do you want to trade the good with the infirm? Do you want to then measure our success on the basis of minor failures? I mean, is that what you guys have come down to? Is that your value architecture in terms of being an opposition? This is not the Akhilesh Yadav tone and manner, my friend. Akhilesh Yadav and his late father were avowed nationalists. They opposed policies. They didn't oppose progress. They opposed individuals based on ideology. They didn't denigrate the country. So I think you better alter your tonality, because from your tonality it seems as if everything that is happening which is of a good nature in India is something that is despicable to your eyes. I will also say one more thing, Navika. If you remember, on July 31, I said something on a particular channel, which your channel was kind enough also to amplify, saying that Rahul Gandhi's, to my mind, Rahul Gandhi's hatred for Narendra Modi has now morphed into a hatred for everything that is good in India. I will never say he's anti-national. I will never say he doesn't have the interests of India at heart. But somehow, political opposition and the breathlessness of Narendra Modi has made him a person who is bitter, pessimistic, and unhappy. This is not good for
and
India.
In the context of this country, those are emotions you could keep at bay. And Faizan Kidwai, that's the point that Suhail has made to you. Faizan Kidwai, the point is everything perfect in India? Certainly not. We have miles to go. But the fact is that a lot has been done in the last 11 and a half years. A lot has been done. Of course, there's more to do.
Correct. Now, Navika, kindly give me an uninterrupted time because this incompetent turncoat spokesperson of Bharatiya Janata Party made some remarks, personal remarks against me. I don't do that, but since he did, so I just want to tell this individual
let's not get personal. Let's not get personal on this show. Kindly make your point, and I'll get you your rebut.
Made by Akhilesh Yadav.
No, absolutely no personal comments. No personal comments, please.
Shut up, Gaurav Bhatia.
Why should I take it from him?
And you just shut
if they miss me in the Samajwadi Party and they can't find one competent person, it is not my fault.
That you are not only
I feel proud to be in the BJP.
You are mentally demented.
Why?
You are mentally demented, Gaurav Bhatia.
You should shut up.
Mentally demented.
What are you? Navika, sorry, I will not be taking this nonsense lying down. You know, I think the Samajwadi Party is such an incompetent party. They still miss me. And that is why
Mr. Gaurav Bhatia and Faizan Kidwai, you're two responsible spokespersons of two political parties. Kindly, let's not make any personal comments and unparliamentary language.
Navika, I will object to it and I will not.
Of course, you have objected, he has objected, and I have said keep your personal equations out and talk on the issue at hand. Faizan Kidwai, what is the issue? What is the issue that you wish to put? Which is why, when you raise your hand to make a point, you actually take away the time of the debate into inanities.
No. You allowed this guy to make personal remarks. This wasn't done. Chaliye, I'll just focus on what I wanted to say. See, a lot of people are saying that Narendra Modi, Gaurav, chill, relax karo. So the thing is, Navika, people are talking about how Narendra Modi, shut up.
Don't Narendra Modi. You take a chill pill if you are not competent. It's not my fault.
Chal, bhai sir.
You shut up.
The problem with you.
You shut up. Third-rated puncture cycle. You shut up.
Gaurav Bhatia, please, I request you, let's keep the shut-ups out and let's stop taking pot shots at each other and talk on the policy matter at hand.
What is this? Words being used,
So,
I will not take it. I'm sorry.
the thing is, we are talking about when Narendra Modi, it says that Narendra Modi has become Narendra Modi has brought India to a level, to the brink of collapse. Narendra Modi has brought India to the brink of collapse. You're talking about India has become the fourth largest economy. Narendra Modi, you should remember, there were people who were saying that India has become a bigger economy, become the fourth largest economy, overtaking UK. In 2023, the per capita income was
people come and debate. They don't have basic manners.
$47,000. If you see what Goldman Sachs said in 2003, Goldman Sachs said it projected India to be the third largest economy by 2035. 2010, it said India's growth trajectory was robust because of liberalization policies initiated in 1991. It was under the UPA government.
My friend, global situations changed. There was an epidemic, the kind that we've not seen in 100 years. You know, Faizan Kidwai, sometimes I wonder that if being in the opposition has a prerequisite of forgetting what logic is all about. Well, Anand Ranganathan, you wanted to counter his data. Go ahead. Okay,
yes.
Gaurav Bhatia, coming to you right after the data fact check that Anand Ranganathan is doing. I'm coming to you.
Yes, Navika, it's very unfortunate that a wonderful debate where we were learning so much has descended down to this. It's very unfortunate. And can I please caution you to not ask my good friend Suhail to take a deep breath. This is the stubble burning season and he's right at the center of it in Gurgaon. We don't want him to take deep breaths.
No, but if that makes you happy, I will be.
No. But look, I need very briefly 2 points to make. Number one, I won't even come to what my good friend Somnath Bharti ji has peddled fake news. वो अभी मैं काउंटर भी नहीं करूंगा, मेरे पास टाइम नहीं है. मैं जो फैजान भाई ने कहा है मैं उस पे आना चाहता हूं. मैंने आपको 22 डेटा पॉइंट्स दिए 2 मिनट में. फैजान भाई ने कहा कि मैं अभी आनंद को काउंटर करता हूं. कैसे काउंटर किया? कि ब्रिज कोलैप्स कर गया. So the answer to a growing economy, blistering GDP, the highest tax collection, highest GST, highest vehicle sales is that bridges are collapsing. It's like saying today you are inaugurating Navi Mumbai airport, amazing airport, but Faizan Wal will say that transportation is dead because people are not buying bicycles. They are not buying bicycles, they are possibly, but they are not voting for bicycle, Faizan bhai. नंबर 2, दूसरा फैक्ट चेक, ये कह रहे हैं कि जो ट्रंप के टैरिफ लगे हैं वो 20% जीडीपी को अफेक्ट करेंगे, पता नहीं कहां से डेटा पॉइंट लाए हैं. अकॉर्डिंग टू गोल्डमैन सैक्स एज वेल एज टू अनंत नागेश्वरन, हु इज द चीफ इकोनॉमिक एडवाइजर, इट्स गोइंग टू अफेक्ट ओनली 0.6% ऑफ आवर जीडीपी. तो फैजान भाई प्लीज, यहाँ पे सब
no, but data is not something they are interested in. Gaurav Bhatia, please respond to the doubts on the economy raised by Faizan.
Navika, I will surely respond, but it is very unfortunate that certain parties are sending their spokespersons who try to interrupt when we speak. They try to heckle. They even use words that are not acceptable at all. And then, they make it personal. And I think that itself shows why the people of Uttar Pradesh have rejected the negativity that prevails, not just in the spokespersons that come to debate, but even their party ideology and philosophy and their leader, Akhilesh Yadav. Let me make it very clear. I will take forward the point that Suhail Bhai was making, very rightly so. There's a lot that has been achieved in the last 11 years, but there is a lot still to be achieved. There are miles to go. And I must, recite a couplet. Manzil mil hi jayegi, bhatak kar hi sahi. गुमराह तो वो हैं जो घर से निकले ही नहीं टूटी साइकिल वाले या कांग्रेस, because they've never even cared to be positive, to play a role of a constructive opposition. And I must say this, Navika, Aam Aadmi Party was raising certain points and they said Anand Bhai has done a very good job. I think that is the beauty under Narendra Modi ji, that an empowered, intelligent citizen like Anand Bhai is also able to give such relevant data, so many achievements, and I just tried to add on to those achievements. और ये कहना गलत नहीं होगा, achievements इतने हैं कि लिस्ट खत्म ही नहीं होती है. सोमनाथ भारती जी, आपके टाइम की लिस्ट भी देता हूँ. टॉयलेट्स को क्लासरूम बता रहे थे, बच्चों को वहां पढ़ा रहे थे. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm completely out of time on this debate, Gaurav Bhatia. But yes, you're right. You're right. Why look at the glass half empty? Why not look at the glass half full is a question I often ask the opposition. Is everything hunky-dory? Are we the shiniest star in the Milky Way? Of course not. But are we getting there? Of course we are. We are the third largest startup ecosystem in the world after US and China. Is that a mean achievement? But no. Problem is, संगत बुरी है. सोमनाथ भारती जी, ऐसे पार्क में जाइए जहां थोड़े ऑप्टिमिस्टिक लोग हों, वहां आपको इंडिया स्टोरी सुनने को मिलेगी. प्रॉब्लम है जिनके साथ आप घूम रहे हैं वो आपको सॉब स्टोरी ज्यादा सुनाते हैं.
ये रियलिटी है हमारे इकोनॉमी की.
Well, for every reality that you are showing, there is another story, provided you want to look at it. The point is, are we just so consumed with our own politics? That's the question people of India are asking. We leave it at that. Thank you very much to all my panelists.